Hey guys, welcome back. I actually wanted to start off today with some maintenance around my spawn island. I have quite a few farms and I haven't tended to them in quite a while, so I thought I'd best get to it. The greenhouses I showed you before, my first stop before heading off to my iron farm. Yeah, the lighthouses in Iron Farm. Might have forgotten to mention that before. Anyway, the chests were almost completely full, so I emptied them and added the iron blocks to my quite substantial reserves before heading off to check my creeper farm. It doesn't run super quick when I don't AFK it, but it still makes a decent amount passively when I'm around. If you were wondering where my creeper farm is, apparently I like hiding my farms in cylinders? Anyway, after putting my gunpowder away, I headed down to my dripstone farm. It's definitely not a high-tech farm, but I don't need that much at the moment, and if I'm around my base enough, it grows pretty well. Plus, there's something quite satisfying about breaking dripstone. Just me? Never mind. After that, I realised my redstone reserves were getting worryingly low, only 4 dust in my chests, so I went deep down into my mines and did a bit of strip mining. Nothing really exciting happened, there weren't any cool caves or anything, but I did manage to get enough redstone to keep me going for a little while longer. But now that maintenance is out the way, it's time to get on with the main plan for today, which is to try and build some custom trees. Now, I've never built a custom tree before, apart from the pink one up there on the hill, which isn't really a traditional tree. In fact, this is my first proper Minecraft world where I'm building stuff, so pretty much everything I do is a first-time thing for me, but trees are particularly terrifying for some reason. However, I figure that I just have to give it a try if I ever want to improve, so I'm just going to go for it and see what happens. The first thing I have to do is work out where I want to put these trees. I want them around my farm area because everywhere else is full of vanilla trees, so let's have a look and see if we can find some good spots. I think maybe one here, if I change the sand out to be some grass. I think a big one just here, maybe like this sort of size, could actually look really cool and fill out the space a little bit. I think maybe here, so it can sort of break up the sightline when you're coming down along this path, could be quite nice. And then I think maybe like a thin one to go in this space here. I don't really want something that's like really big and wide here, but I think something thin and tall could look quite cool. A tree here that goes over towards the B area could really add to this, I think. So let's put one there. Maybe one about there. This area really looks like it could do with something, and sort of gives a reason for this path to like curve round and go into the little tool shed bit I've got here. So that could be quite nice. Finally, I think maybe one here is sort of next to this orangey bit, and you can see it from both sides if you look from there between the chicken coop. It gives a focal point, which could be quite nice. Just a small, thin one though, nothing too big. So if we just have a quick look at where these are placed from up here, we've got one over here and one there, which I think will fill that out quite nicely. Got one there, which I'm hoping I can get to go that way over the bees a bit, which will be really nice. Got one there, which will be cool. We've got one just here, and then we've got one just there behind that greenhouse, and then one over there behind the greenhouse and by the chicken coop. And I think that might work. Well, I guess we're not really going to know until I actually build them and see how they turn out, but fingers crossed, I think this might work. Maybe. Like I said, it's my first time, so don't judge too badly. turn out as badly as I thought it might. The trees all came out looking pretty good. I mean, they aren't masterpieces or anything, but for my first real attempts at custom trees, I think they're alright. However, before I call this good for now, I think the area still needs a bit more greenery. The trees really help bring the farm to life, but on their own it feels a little bit unnatural, I guess. It doesn't quite feel right. So I'm just going to add a couple of small bushes and flowers and stuff to try and make it all feel a bit more cohesive. I also haven't really made bushes or anything before, but you know, I'm just sort of going with it. Figure I can always tear it down later if I don't like it. Just change the sand out for grass. Put a couple of bushes here. Flower or two there. Maybe even a few buttons for small stones. Could try replacing this with a flower pot. Yeah, think that's helped make this place work a bit better. Let's have a look, shall we? Feels a lot better. It's not perfect, but everything feels a bit more bedded in now, I think. One of my favourite bits you didn't really get to see is these little planters in my tool shed. I think I saw these in one of Corralis's videos, or I saw them somewhere and I thought they looked super cool and could really fit into this like tool/potting shed vibe I've got going on in here. I also really like this pond area now. There's still more work to do around here. I need to sort out the bottom of the pond, which is still dirt, and maybe like build some furniture or something around here. I'm Not really sure, but there's definitely still more to do. But I'm really liking it at the moment. It's so much better now that we've added the greenery in. But I think I'm going to have to leave it there for today. I'm actually pretty happy with how today's gone. It could have gone a lot worse, but everything came out looking nice, which is a minor miracle. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!